Hello and welcome to Thought for October the 6th. Our readings are 1 Chronicles 22, Ezekiel 32 and Ephesians chapters 3 and 4. And our thought is speaking the truth in love. How wonderful to know what is true, the truth that the Bible alone reveals. Yet how often do we see examples in history of such knowledge causing people to be puffed up and pleased with themselves, an attitude which undermines their privilege in understanding the real truth in a world full of burgeoning human knowledge and self-centeredness. Paul counseled Timothy, whom he left in Ephesus, to be on guard against believers who were puffed up with conceit, in 1 Timothy 3 verse 6 and chapter 6 verse 4. All believers have to be on their guard against this danger, created by the nature of the human mind, until, writes Paul, as we read today, we attain to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, to mature manhood, to the measure of the nature of the fullness of Christ. Ephesians 4 verse 13. Fullness is not a word we use these days, but Paul used it in chapter 3 when he challenged the Ephesians and us to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God. Verse 19. When this fullness is achieved, says Paul in chapter 4, we will no longer be children tossed to and fro by the waves and carried about by every wind of doctrine, by human cunning. Rather, speaking the truth in love, we are to grow up in every way into him who is the head, into Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and held together by every joint with which it is equipped, when each part is working properly, makes the body grow so that it builds itself up in love. Verses 14 and 15. Then and only then are we able to grow up in every way into Christ. Let us each make sure that our part is working properly. The foundation for doing that is to be speaking the truth in love. May we all have that foundation in place and daily make at least a little progress in growing, realizing that our meditative daily readings are an essential ingredient in doing that. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that the Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.